Let me quickly walk you through the lab 2 of today's training. So we want to implement the service task here. So we want to add behavior. What happens if a workflow, a process instance runs into that service task? Let's quickly kick off a new workflow instance. I want to still have an O'Reilly book. I start it. I have the task to approve it. Let's approve it. And as soon as I do that, what happens here is if I go to Cockpit, you will see that it basically waits for somebody to pick it up, for a worker to pick it up. And now we can write that logic in order to pick that up. Therefore, we want to subscribe to the workflow engine to get these tasks. There are a couple of different possibilities here. So if you go to the lab description, you will see that there are a couple of different technology options here. You could simply use REST if you like to, but you can also use the programming language of your choice. All of them will do. Let's use Java for a second. So if we go to the Java thing, what you can see, worker Java, there's a worker Java file where you can see that you basically connect to the workflow engine, you give it the URL. So if you use the managed version in the intranet, you might have to adjust the URL here. You subscribe to a certain topic name, in this case, celebrate. If you have a unique topic name just for you, for the lab, you need to adjust that as well, but that's it. And then you can read data from every task. You can do the business logic and you complete the task. And that means you basically talk back to the workflow engine, say, hey, we're done. So it moves on. In the background, everything here uses REST to communicate with the engine. To be precise, that's REST long polling. So it's relatively efficient. Right? So we can start that worker. No, we want to do Java here, worker, Java. And then what you do is basically what's written here, just use Maven to run it. I mean, you can use whatever way you want to run it. It's a very simple Java application. Everything you need as like every dependency you need is available freely in the internet. So you can just kick it off and see, yeah, the book was approved. And that means if you go back here and refresh, and this workflow instance just ended. Okay. Right. You can obviously do other languages as well, but it doesn't look that different. So if you go to Node.js, for example, there you have the index.js. It's more or less the same thing. So you connect to the REST API, you have a handler that can handle tasks, you read data from it, do the business logic, and complete the task, and then you open the subscription, right? And then it's same thing, right? So just go to worker Node.js. You basically say npm install, and then you can just simply run it, and it's subscribed. Okay. Same thing for C#. For C#, you also have the worker. In this case, there's an indirection in that client. You don't have to do that, but it's relatively simple to subscribe to a topic name. You say which data you want to retrieve. And then you define the business logic, what should happen there. In the background, the task is after that. If you don't have any exception, it's simply completed. And you just kick it off. So that's also working, worker C#. So there it's .NET build, obviously, and then you can say .NET run. And it should also kick off or start up the worker, and it's registered. You could even run like all the three workers at the same time, and then you will see that work gets kind of distributed amongst them. Okay, that's all I have for now. Hope that's pretty clear. Play around with it, have fun. Thanks for watching.